By the 1880s, the Texas Rangers had cemented their reputation as one of the most formidable law enforcement groups in the American West. Operating in a land still fraught with lawlessness, they embodied the rugged independence and resilience of Texas itself. Their role was not just to maintain order, but to enforce justice in a way that often blurred the lines between heroism and brutality. The Texas Rangers were officially established in 1835 during the fight for Texas's independence from Mexico. Initially, they were a loosely organized militia meant to protect settlers from Native American raids and Mexican incursions. Over time, they evolved into a semi-official police force, taking on responsibilities that ranged from chasing down cattle rustlers and bank robbers to dealing with political uprisings. By the 1880s, Texas was transitioning from a wild frontier to a more structured state, but lawlessness still flourished. The Rangers became an elite, highly mobile force that could quickly respond to threats in remote regions where local law enforcement was either non-existent or ineffective. Their deep knowledge of Texas's vast landscapes allowed them to track criminals over long distances and outmaneuver them. During the 1880s, the Rangers were involved in several key conflicts. The Fence-Cutting Wars. As Texas landowners fenced off their property with barbed wire, disputes arose between wealthy ranchers and small-time cowboys who relied on open ranges. The Rangers were called in to break up the fights and enforce private property laws. Conflict with Mexican Bandits. The Rangers frequently clashed with Mexican outlaws crossing the border into Texas. One of their most notable operations during this period was tracking down and eliminating the infamous bandit leader Juan Cortina, who had led raids against Anglo settlers. The pursuit of Sam Bass. The Rangers played a major role in hunting down Sam Bass, a notorious outlaw who robbed trains and stagecoaches across Texas. Bass was eventually shot and killed in 1878 in Round Rock, Texas, after a standoff with the Rangers, solidifying their reputation as relentless lawmen. The Texas Rangers were known for their quick-draw gunfighting skills and exceptional horseback riding. They were often armed with Colt revolvers, preferred for their rapid-fire capability and reliability, Winchester rifles, used for long-range combat and ambush situations, Bowie knives, a staple weapon for close combat. Their tactical approach relied on speed, stealth, and endurance. Rather than operating like a traditional army, the Rangers moved in small, highly mobile groups, often launching surprise attacks on their enemies. They also developed an extensive intelligence network, using informants to gather information on outlaws before striking. Despite their legendary status, the Rangers were not without controversy. Their enforcement methods were often brutal, and they had a reputation for using excessive force. During the 1880s border conflicts, they were accused of executing suspected criminals without trial. Additionally, their involvement in suppressing Native American tribes and Tejano communities led to deep resentment among certain groups. Some saw the Rangers as heroes, defending settlers and upholding law and order, while others viewed them as merciless enforcers who acted as judge, jury, and executioner. By the late 19th century, the Texas Rangers had firmly established themselves as icons of the Old West. Their influence extended beyond Texas, inspiring stories, books, and even Hollywood portrayals of the American frontier lawman. Even today, the Texas Ranger Division, a modern investigative unit, traces its roots back to these early lawmen. The 1880s were a defining decade for the Rangers, one that solidified their status as guardians of Texas justice, feared by outlaws and admired by many. Their legacy continues to shape Texas's identity and the larger-than-life image of the American cowboy and frontier warrior.